Hi everybody, Debra Dickinson here. I'm going to share with you today the 5 sources of power that I use when I am boondocking full-time. I have been on the road living in my RV, actually not this RV, I was in a van for 5 years, and I've been in my RV now for 2 years, but I've been on the road full-time since 2015. When I find fantastic boondocking sites like this one here, you don't have shore power or plug-in electricity, so you have to have other means of power. And my video after this, I'll share with you my lights that I use because I have a bunch of different lights that I use when I am off-grid. But today, let's talk about solar power. I just want to remind everybody that coming up on January 18th at the RTR at 2 o'clock, Frugal RV Gal and I will be on stage presenting how to find boondocking sites, and I hope that you can join us there. Now, the reason that I have 5 different sources of power is because I've found that it is necessary for me in the RV. Now, when I was in my van, I started off with just a 100 watt solar panel from Renogy. It was a suitcase panel. Some of y'all probably saw that on a Cheap RV Living site back in the day. But I graduated from there to having solar on my rooftop. And having solar that I didn't have to move around all the time was huge for me. It is a windy day, so I'm like looking at the camera going, oh my gosh, my hair. But at least it is a sunny day. We have had no sun for 2 or 3 days, and I have had to use all of my power sources. So let's talk about that. Number 1, I just mentioned that I have solar power on the roof, and I had it on my van, and I transferred that to my RV, Phoenix. So I have 3 100 watts of solar panel on top of my RV. And that is usually enough, but I have found that I love also having a one panel that is also 100 watts that is portable, that I can plug in and move around outside. That is also invaluable when I boondock in a forest, for example, and maybe I am underneath a canopy for most of the day from the trees, and my rooftop solar panels are not getting enough sun. And so I can move that solar panel around and chase the sun, and it has a very long cord on it. I'm not sure exactly the length, but I think it's like 20-25 feet, and so that I can get as much sun off of it as possible. Now, the last 2 days I shared with you a video of how windy it was, and it is a lightweight solar panel, and even if you have a heavy duty portable solar panel in that kind of winds that can get 40-50 mile per hour gust, it's not probably good to leave it out, but that one I had to bring in. And so between the clouds for 3 days, and then winds for 2 days where I couldn't have my extra solar panel out, I didn't have good solar at all to be charging my batteries. Just so you know, I run on 3 100 AGM Lifeline batteries. They are now 5 years old. And they are still, I'm going to knock on wood, because they are still they just keep right on, what is that saying? Keep on ticking without missing a beat? I can't figure it out. If y'all have watched my channel for very long, you know that when I have come off of a TBI episode like I am recently doing, that I skip and I don't get words. But my nephew, who is like my brother, he's always accused me of being blonde. And I just dye my hair dark. So I'm not sure how much of this is TBI and how much of it is me just not being able to get my words. But they just keep on licking. And what is that, ever ready? Anyway, I love my AGM batteries. They are just fantastic. I know that I'm going to have to replace them eventually. They don't last forever, but they have done me right. So let me recap. 2 sources of power so far are my rooftop solar panels, and then my second one is my portable solar panel. Now, just like I shared about the weather, when that isn't enough, and when you're in cloudy days, I run a Jackery, and it is the 240, and that will is enough to charge my lights. It is enough to charge my phone. I can even run my laptop off of that for a while, and it serves me really well. I now also have a Blue Eddy, and I have done a review on that, so be sure and check that out if you want to. And it really is, I have had to use it in this cloudy weather to keep my laptop charged, and then my Jackery takes care of everything else. But that Blue Eddy has been invaluable as a alternate source of power. So I have my solar panels on top, my portable solar panel, my Blue Eddy, and my Jackery, and those are in between those I can probably go 3-4 days with no sun and be okay, and I have to make sure that I keep them charged. I started this bout of no sun and rainy days with my Blue Eddy at only 60%, so if I'd gone another day I would have been in trouble. And so I can go 3 or 4 days if those start off fully charged. Now, some people might not count this fifth one that I'm about to say as an actual power source, but I do. The way my RV is hooked up, when I drive or when my engine is going, it will charge my batteries as well. So that is my fifth, my RV itself, the engine is my fifth power source. And there are times, if I am in trouble, that I will get in my RV and go to town and run errands and everything ahead of planned time, just so that I can charge my batteries. There are times also that if I am in real trouble and maybe it's raining like it has been, and I don't want to drive on the dirt and take a chance on getting stuck in my RV, that I will run my engine for about 15-20 minutes, but that is not recommended because it can destroy your alternator over time. I used to do that in my van a lot, especially when I only had a 100-watt one solar panel. So I hope that you have found this helpful. I just realized, coming off of these rainy days and these cloudy days, that it might be helpful to know that I have 5 power sources that I use to keep up and running. In my next video, I'm going to share with you the lights that I use, because it is amazing to me, when I got to thinking about it, the array of lights, 12-volt lights that I have to be able to be off grid and not use shore power electricity. All right, everybody, keep on keeping on. I'll see you down the road. Bye-bye.